Hey everyone, Tad Hargrave from Marketing for Hippies, and today's video is about discovery sessions. So, first of all, disclaimer: I'm not a big, I don't do them. I don't, I haven't done as much of the sales part as I have thought through the marketing side of things. But as I think it was Peter Drucker said, one of the purposes of marketing is to make selling redundant. Meaning, if you market well enough, it takes a lot of the burden off the individual sales. And I think this is a big mistake that people make in their whole business model, the structure of their marketing, is that their marketing is so lackluster and unclear and fuzzy. So by the time they get to the actual having a conversation with people, most of the work is not done. Most of the filtering work hasn't been done. And so they're left having a conversation with somebody who's probably not a fit, frankly. And then it's all the weight's on that individual conversation, where ideally the marketing's so good that people would just show up and say, I'd like to spend money with you. I just want to pay you. Now, of course, there are going to be some situations where it's a lot of money. It's a lot of risk emotionally, time-wise, socially to spend money with you. So it's sometimes you're going to have to have this one-on-one conversation. And of course, one of the things that's called in the life coaching scene is this discovery session. So ostensibly, the purpose of this is for them to discover if you'd be a good fit to work with. And it usually goes through 4 stages. There are 4 steps to it. Step 1 is you ask them, so what are you wanting? What's your vision? What are you going for? In my language would be Island B. Stage 2, where are you now? What are your symptoms? What's not working? What are your problems? What's bringing you here? That'd be Island A. And then you look at the gap. Okay, well, what's in between those islands? What's really needed here? And then step 4, here's how I can help you. Yeah, so what do you want? Where are you now? What's in the gap? Then you make an offer. And I've had a number of I just noticed an increasing amount of eye rolling when people say discovery sessions. And I just want to speak to this a bit, because people have, even in workshops, I think, implied or spoken in such a way that they imagine I would be against doing these, or at least wondering, what do I think about these? Because, of course, a lot of these things, it's just a veiled pitch. It's a veiled sales conversation. And it's really not anyone discovering anything at all. The person who's selling the various program or package shows up already certain that what they have is amazing and that it can help the person they're talking to. So it's just about convincing this person that it's so and that you can help them. So I just want to, that's my reason for the video today, is wanting to look at how differently those 4 things can occur or land for people, the different consequence or impact they can have coming from 2 different places. So one place is this place of I'm trying to get the sale. That my entire intention in the interaction is to basically get them to say yes, to close the deal. If that's my intention, if my core intention is to get to yes, is to get them to buy, then the whole thing is a manipulation. Yeah? What do you want? And I'm listening. Okay, those are the things I'll use to sell them later. What's the pain? Great, I'll stick the knife in there and twist it around so it hurts even more, so they'll be more motivated to buy. What's in the gap? Here's what I can offer. But it's all done to get them to buy, versus if I'm doing it genuinely as a discovery session to see, is this a fit? Then when they say, what do they want to get, I'm really asking myself, can I help them get that? Am I the best one to help them? Maybe there's somebody else who would be better for them, to help them get that result. Where are you struggling? What's the pain? Do I have any experience with this? Could I really help them with those symptoms? What's in the gap? And then you really want to know. It's not just a rhetorical question to find words and phrases from them that you can feed back later to get them to buy. You're actually really wondering, well, what is in the gap? What are you needing? What's needed in this situation, and am I the best one for it? And then when it comes to sharing, at the end, if you're coming from a place of is it a fit, not trying to get the sale, one of the things you might say is, I'm not the best person for you. Or, I'm not sure. Here's the deal. I've got a couple of packages that I think could be useful. I think they might help. I've also got a colleague. They've got something I think could be really good for you as well. I'm not certain. I mean, here's the pros and cons. Here's why I think mine might be the better one, but here's why I think theirs might be the better. But I would go check it out, and I'm happy to answer any questions. And the truth might be, I can help you. Look, I'm not worried about you. I'm not worried about my capacity to help you. If you sign up for this package, I feel very confident we can get you to the result that you're looking for. That might be the truth too. And the truth might be no. Halfway through the conversation, you know what, I can already tell this isn't a fit. That what you're wanting to achieve is not something I'm very good at. So even in the discovery sessions when people will say, one of my colleagues was saying she went through a couple of these discovery sessions and they didn't feel good. And she went to a training where they talked about, what you do is basically, you listen to them, you hear what their goals are, what they want, what the problems are, and then when they balk at the price and say they don't want to buy, you say, but I thought you said you're committed to this. You just said that you want these things, you're tired of these. Isn't that true? I mean, of course, they probably do it more eloquently, but that's the basic idea is, I don't know, almost shaming people or using their words against them. Of course, they would say, well, I'm not using their words against them. I'm using their words in service of them transforming, and, whose business is that? So worthy question. But I still think if your intention was to see if it's a fit, if you weren't walking in so damn certain and convinced, you might actually even be able to say some of those things and have it land well to say, look, I hear you about the price. I mean, I understand. You find something, you really like it, you want to sign up, and it's more money than you thought it would be, and so yeah, I mean, I understand this, and I just have a thought, and I just have no intention of you. I don't want you to buy if this isn't a fit at all. And I'm just curious. I did notice you said you want this thing, and you said you were in this pain, and that you did feel that this program could help you, and yet still there's a, kind of holding back. And I'm just curious about it. I'm curious what it is. Maybe there's something you don't know about the program, or maybe it's I said something wrong, or maybe it's just not a fit. I don't know. I'm just curious though, because it sounds like it is something you're wanting. It sounds like this program is a fit, and yet there's still something. And maybe the price is really just too much, or maybe we could be creative with that. But I'm just curious if there's anything you'd be willing to share. And if it's coming from a place of, I just really want to know the truth, and maybe it's our program. Maybe we've designed it poorly. Maybe it's actually not that compelling a package or a program, or maybe our sales materials are terrible, and this would all be good stuff to know. If it's coming from really wanting to know the truth, it will land as such, and they'll say, often they'll just open right up and say, well, yeah, I do. The truth is I do want this result. I do think your program would help, and maybe there's this other thing that will come up. The number one skill I think we need in sales is not about overcoming objections. It's about diffusing pressure. It's about the skill of getting ourselves off the track of pitching people and onto the track of just having a human conversation of, is this a good match? And really discovering, really walking in unsure. I don't know, anyone who tells you you have to sell yourself on the value of what you're offering before you sell to people is just, it's a dangerous way to say it. I mean, how would you even do it? How do you sell yourself? It makes no sense. You either kind of believe it or you don't. And there is no reason, there's no good reason to convince yourself of something that's not true. Of course. So. Anyways, that's my thought about discovery sessions. If you use discovery sessions in such a way that you're going in to really see if it's a fit, that's better. But then if you're going to do it, what I would urge you to, one day I'll write an ebook about this whole filtering business, but one of the things I would urge you to do is make sure you filter who comes into that discovery session, so that nobody walks into a discovery session who's not probably 80-90% likely to be a really good client for you. Yeah, something in the write-up about it gets rid of the people and makes this discovery session utterly unattractive to those people. And that you're clear with people, look, this isn't a sales pitch. This is really just for us to figure out if we're a fit on both sides. Me and you. I'm checking you out, you're checking me out. That's what it is. Anyways, It's probably a long enough video for today, but if you have any comments, thoughts, reflections, feel free to put them in the comments below. Thank you very much.